Monday and we are starting a new vlog here, just following me along for a few days. It is my first day back at work. My job was kind enough to give us like a winter break, and then I had already planned on taking like PTO, so I took the day before the winter break started and then 2 days after. So I've only taken 3 PTO days, so I'm only 2 days late to returning back, but it feels like I've been gone forever and I'm a little nervous to go back because I'm like, what do I do? What is my job? You know, I don't know. It's just, I have no idea what I'm doing here. So I'm like kind of nervous because I feel the same way about my job as I do about vlogging again, where I'm like a little lost, haven't done it in a while, feeling rusty, but wanted to open up the blog. Before we continue, let me introduce myself. Hi, my name is Brenda. I am a 30-something that works and lives here in very, very, very foggy San Francisco. And usually on my channel, I post blogs about how I'm navigating life in my 30s, and every now and then I might sprinkle in a DIY or makeup tutorial, or at least I did in the past. And as of recently, I did post a video kind of sharing with you how YouTube has changed my life. I'll link it somewhere, but I also want to take the time before I continue to thank you so much for watching that video, to all those people that have liked, to the comments. It's been so fun interacting with people. So I really want to say I appreciate it. The last blog that went up was being made during the time of that video, so that's why I don't really address too much the comments that asked me to share a little bit more behind the scenes. That's kind of why I wanted to vlog today, because today is my editing day. I am one of those people, I guess with editing, I'm just like I was with writing papers in college, where I just sit down, my first draft is my last draft. Like I will do it, I will spend hours and then schedule the video to go out on Wednesday, which is my upload day. Today is editing day, so I might be able to share a little bit about that. I do want to do a more in-depth video about like what I do, like what I'm using and stuff like that, but I do want to do a little behind the scenes, essentially sharing with you what I am using, along with just sharing my day. So like I mentioned, it is so foggy outside. I don't have a camera that's gonna pick up the fog. Honestly, I've already tried with like my phone. The phones aren't really capturing. I've never seen it this foggy. I'm pretty sure that my building is in the fog. In the distance is where you see the most amount of fog. So it's harder to know whether you're in the fog or not, unless like you can't see anything. But it's literally like a little hazy to look out the window. So I'm guessing my building is in the fog as well, which means that the fog is kind of low. I have to go and pop open the computer and get the day started. The agenda while I'm working, of course, is I'm gonna do a couple of house chores, which include, I really have a lot of laundry to do. So that's on my agenda for the day. And yeah, let's go ahead and get started. Also, just to mention, somebody asked me like what kind of equipment I am using. So I just wanted to do like a mirror selfie to show you. So this is the Canon T6i, which was a gift from my dad back in like 2015. And then I have a Rode shotgun mic on top, which was something that I purchased when I started doing YouTube, like a couple of months into YouTube. And then this lens, I recently bought it. It is the 28mm, the Canon 28, because this is an EF mount. So that is what I'm currently using, and I've been using this lens since the last vlog. I will switch lenses every now and then. This is the newest one that I bought. I bought it off of eBay. It is a used lens, but it works wonderful. Also, I was supposed to buy the 24, ended up buying the 28. I got a little confused with numbers, but so far I've been really enjoying it. So just like a friendly like tip, if you already have a DSLR, check out eBay for used lenses. Japan tends to have like the best market for used lenses. Like literally, this lens looks brand new, like it's never been touched, and it did come with the hood and it came with like the cover. Just wanted to show you that this is one of the cameras that I will use. It's not the only camera that I'm using. I use my cell phone and I use my DJI Osmo Pocket too, which I can show later. to try and show you here. This is the DJI Osmo Pocket 2, which is one of the cameras that I use when I am filming. It's great for travel. It is actually really, really small, and you can like do pictures. And there we are. Hello. It shoots in 4K. It's really nice. It doesn't, I would say, like, the audio, in my personal opinion, is not the best. I can show, I'm gonna film this on the camera as well, but the audio is not, it doesn't pick up as well as the audio on my camera, like my iPhone camera, or the audio on my DSLR, which, because of the Rode mic, really helps. But it does have a wireless mic. Let me see, just without showing you too much stuff. It does have a wireless mic that just connects to it. So if I turn it on, let's see, it is, sorry, my camera. So it is connected. So now I am talking with the wireless mic on, so the audio is so much better when you do this and without it. So that's why I am using this camera. Let me stop that camera. Well, let me put down the iPhone camera and talk to the regular camera. So essentially, this is why I really do like the camera. I would totally recommend the DJI Osmo Pocket 2. I know there's a third one that came out, which I don't own, and I haven't seen any reviews because I have this camera and it works perfectly fine. There's no reason for me to buy another camera of the same species. I mean, I don't know how else to describe it, but it has, I would say, a really good video quality. The audio, yes, it's off. I think the DJI Osmo Pocket 3 is really great if you're doing both short and long form content. I don't really do short form content as much. I haven't found like the audience, I guess. I can go in more depth, but I feel like especially on YouTube, you either do one or the other. It's really hard to do both because there's a separate audience that is watching your short form content and there's a separate audience that's watching long form, from what I've seen, because I've seen people who have like thousands and thousands of people who watch your short form content on TikTok, and then they will post that same short form on YouTube, and on YouTube it doesn't perform well. It's really weird. All that to say, I think the new one is great if you're doing both, because you can do horizontal and vertical filming on the DJI Osmo Pocket 3, and it also comes with a mic. And I don't know like how great it is, but it is a lot pricier than buying the Osmo Pocket 2. When I bought this camera a couple of years ago, it was probably $300 maybe, which to me isn't a lot compared to, I think now, and I'll put it on the screen if I'm incorrect or the exact price, but I think the Osmo Pocket 3 is like around $600, which kind of makes sense. They upgraded all this stuff. I definitely think if you don't have the money, the Osmo 2 is a great camera, especially if you're traveling. I recently watched a channel called Walk with Tim, and he uses this camera with a lot of his vlogs and stuff. And I'm guessing he must have like a good mic because his audio always sounds good, or he knows how to juju it up in post-production. I personally still have not figured out how to juju up the sound on this camera, so I mostly use it right now when I'm vlogging. Sometimes I'll use it to talk to it, but I might use it more for like b-roll because it is so tiny and it's really portable, so you can put it almost anywhere and you can put it in your purse. I usually just go for my iPhone because it's always with me, but definitely a great option. It took me a while for me to start posting, so I did buy the camera because I was very much in the I need to have the right equipment mindset, and so I bought it, and I don't regret it. I think it's a great camera. I've been taking it with me on my travels, and it's been a very great camera, especially because it is on a gimbal, which just means that when you're walking, the camera kind of is stabilized. It's not like shaky is what that means, because if a phone, like if your camera doesn't have stabilization in it, the video footage will be very shaky, which the new iPhone has a really good stabilization. So if you have the new iPhone, it's perfect camera. Those are the perks. Like one time I think I tripped on camera and the camera didn't even move. It's a great camera. You don't need to have a camera. I think your iPhone is sufficient enough. I used to film with my iPhone XS Max, but after many years with that phone, it was time for an upgrade, so I got the 16, and the 16 works. It works really great. I'm still learning how to use the camera. Camera will auto adjust in terms of the lenses. Like it sees something and it's like, oh, let me try this camera, and so it flips, and it's really weird. It's like a really weird camera, and I have noticed with other people who have it and they post videos and stuff, sometimes I see that jump that happens, and I'm like, okay, so it's not just me who's having issues. All of that to say, DJI Osmo Pocket 2, and I do use it depending on what type of filming I'm doing. Same for the lenses for my Canon. I can go more in depth with that, but it just depends on what I'm going for in the video, what I want it to look like. Influences what camera I end up using. It also depends on how lazy I am. The DJI Osmo Pocket is super good if you're lazy. It literally, this is the cover that it goes in, and then you can hook the little tripod, and this is like a portable tripod that you can take with you, so you don't have to have a tripod. I currently have this on my tripod that I also use with my DSLR camera. It's very strong, very sturdy. I will continue kind of showing you a little behind the scenes of how I do things. I feel like I really need like a video to really explain more in depth, in simple terms, how I understand things. Also, I just wanted to mention really quickly that it also depends on what kind of content you're doing. I know I explained that the Osmo is really good for travel, but if you are planning on doing like sit down and chatty videos, I don't know about the third one because I don't own it and I haven't seen any reviews because I'm not interested in purchasing it. And I feel like if I watch the videos, I'm gonna want to purchase the camera because I'm a bit of a shopaholic, but camera is not that great, I would say, for if you're trying to sit down and do like a 1 hour sit down video, because the battery will start heating up. Like right now the camera is fine, I'm like touching it, but it is starting to heat up. Like around 10 it'll start heating up, so I wouldn't necessarily say it's like the best option if you're doing sit down videos. That's why I use my DSLR for my sit down videos, because it's a little more powerful in terms of like battery and stuff. This camera it's you know, your very standard, very easy, very user-friendly camera. Those are the drawbacks, but I can explain it more in depth in another video. Quickly the setup for the camera. So this is how I set up the shot, because I have a bay window, and so the light comes from the windows inside, and because I currently have the Christmas tree, it blocks out a lot of light. Also, because of the way the sun is rotating right now, I just naturally, all of the light is coming from there, and then the sunset is right behind the Christmas tree. I got this tripod off of Amazon. I can probably link it. It's your roundabout tripod. I like it because it can hold up the DSLR. I can also put my DJI on here, but I mostly use it for the DSLR to kind of set up shots. This is like the big tripod. Oh, and as I was mentioning, this is the Rode mic. I think it's a mic 2 connected to the mic outlet in the camera. So that's the setup. I usually always use this mic. I do have another set of mics that I might use depending on the situation. You don't need to have them. I have very impulsive shopping habits. I briefly mentioned my tripod. It comes with a cell phone holder, which I don't really use because I use this mostly for, like I mentioned, the Osmo and the DSLR. It actually holds it up quite well. I haven't tried with my Sigma 30 lens, which each lens for the DSLR can be, which is, you know, this part of a camera, it can be a little more heavier, so just depending on the lens I might feel comfortable using this, but usually I default for the other tripod I used. I would totally recommend this off of Amazon. I can't remember how much it cost. I'll try to link it. And I am using my iPhone to film this, so I don't know if you can notice that. Let's see. So right there, I don't know if you saw that switch from like the lens and how the background is now blurred. So yeah, so if you have like the new iPhone cell phone, 16, then it just kind of naturally does the cinematic thing. So if you have it, I would say use it for filming. I think even the 15 might do this. I don't know. I went from XS to 16. Okay. Oh my gosh, I just wanted to come on camera because I've been keeping up with the comments on my how YouTube has changed my life video. I was like looking at my channel because it's like, you know, people will be like, oh, new subscriber here, which I really am so happy to have you here. But we've hit officially, we're over 100 subs right now. I'm like so freaking happy. This to me feels like 1,000. Like, as a very small creator, like this is so like super duper exciting, and also it feels like, you know, the videos kind of connecting me to like the community of people who are starting out and trying to find that motivation to do YouTube. And this is so exciting. I am so beyond grateful. I am very, very scared because I feel like there's a lot of self-doubt happening right now. And I've told one of my like coworkers, friends who watches my channel, how I'm like a little nervous. Like, I think, like, you know, now we're on this different stage. Before, the fear was like, if nobody watches. Now my fear is like, people are watching, but what if they stop? We're on a new level of this journey. It's quite exciting. I am so grateful. I just wanted to film like this moment so I can also always remember that moment when I hit 100 subs on YouTube. It makes me feel so happy that a video that I truly put a lot of like love into making has brought so many people to my channel and has gained me subscribers. And it's just so nice because there's just so many wonderful people who are now joining in, and it's so nice to have you here. I'm so grateful, and I'm so happy that you're here, and I hope that you stick around. I feel like the bar is so high now, my personal bar, but I'm also a perfectionist, so there's always going to be a very high bar for myself. But yeah, I hope to continue seeing you around my channel.
Piso nessa areia fina, vejo no mar uma menina, doce Bahia. Vejo dominó na esquina e banguelo sorrindo de alegria.
So it is Tuesday morning and I am working from home again. I already put in a load of laundry. I'm doing laundry. I had a lot. I mostly had sweaters, like, which makes sense. Christmas sweaters, and then just like I've overall been wearing a lot of thicker sweaters because it's been so cold. So the plan this morning is obviously I have to work, but I am going to take an early lunch to go over to Trader Joe's. I like going to Trader Joe's on my days that I'm working from home and taking an early lunch. I learned the hard way last week that not every lunch before lunchtime trip to Trader Joe's is the same. Like last time it was really packed and they really didn't have anything in stock. I am hoping that today isn't as packed. That's kind of why I like going earlier in the morning. My mood has deflated. I don't know what happened. Something happened and my mood just went as soon as I turned on the camera. I was really excited, and I am. I can feel the excitement, like, obviously on my face. My How YouTube Has Changed My Life video has hit 1,000 views, which is crazy. 1,000 views. None of my videos have ever hit 1,000 views. Not when I was doing makeup content or DIYs or makeup reviews. They never hit 1,000, and surely vlogs haven't hit 1,000 views. But it's so nice, and it's very different, and I'm appreciative of the support and the views and the comments, and just it's been so nice. I'm just gonna go about my day, and eventually I'm pretty sure the excitement will pour out. But maybe because I'm at work as well, I'm like not super excited about being at work.
is the life I lead in this city, hurrying to cut my teeth. I can take what I need to get by, it doesn't make it easy. The other piece of my heart moves slow, somewhere in the great unknown. When I return from the afterglow, will you carry me like I am whole again? Wait, hold on, put me together, take me back where I belong. I want it all, I had a feeling but the feeling is all gone. Wait, hold on, put me together, take me back where I belong. I want it all, I had a feeling but the feeling is all gone. Feeling is all gone. Feeling is all gone.
We are finally gonna get to editing. I like to, like right now I'm not going to start the editing process. What I like to do is, turn on my computer. I am going to go ahead and open Final Cut Pro. That is a program that I personally use for editing all of my videos. I didn't always use it. I do try to put in the description of all of my videos what I'm using, like in terms of equipment, in terms of editing and all that good stuff. I try to put it in the description of every video. So at some point you'll see that I was using Capcut, which I definitely recommend. Capcut is free. You can use it on your MacBook, you can use it on your PC, you can use it on your iPhone or your Android, whatever. It's really versatile. Like, it's pretty much everywhere, and I do personally enjoy it, and I still have it on my cell phone. Although I think the last couple of short form content that I have uploaded to TikTok, Instagram, and or YouTube was done using Final Cut Pro. I switched over to Final Cut Pro when I got this laptop. I did use CapCut for a little bit while I had the laptop, but I guess what stopped me from using it was that I guess the computer, the MacBook, was getting a bit confused between the version I downloaded from online and then the App Store. I don't know, it was like the weirdest thing, and I wasn't even sure, am I using the one I downloaded or am I using the app? What's the difference? It was really confusing. So I was like, let me give Final Cut Pro a try. Also, Final Cut Pro allows me to play around a little bit more with the stuff, and I can definitely show you right now. Like right now I'm going to go in and I'm going to delete this project or like event, whatever. It's so dumb. I don't even get how it works, but I can show you kind of what my how YouTube changed my life video looks like in terms of editing without without like showing you too much. This is pretty much what it looked like. So this is what Final Cut Pro will look like, and as you can see, I like to speak through and I do like little overlays. You have your volume control for each clip, and here's where you would put your video footage. I just drag it directly from Finder, which I mean, I can open it up. Yeah, so like I will do things and then just drag it directly onto the timeline. I found that easier because for whatever reason I still haven't learned how to organize my uploads. Like Final Cut Pro is great, but it is a little tricky to learn. And then like I think the great thing about CapCut is that you can just put in like, this is an animation that I downloaded off of CapCut when I had like the free trial. And so if you had CapCut, you'd be able to just like, not exactly this, but you would find like stickers within the software that you can use. So like with the text here, it's essentially, it's not as fun. Like this is your text option, so you kind of have to figure out how to use it in the way that you want to use the text, whereas CapCut automatically just lets you use cool, you know, animations and stuff. Here you kind of have to do it yourself. Like if you don't like the options that you have, like for text, and you would have to go and download them, which is what I've done for certain texts. They're downloaded from a website. Here's the music. I personally like to use Epidemic music, which I can show you, I guess, like if it's logged in. I could just do a screen recording. I don't know why I'm doing this, and I'm not going to go too in depth, but this is the platform I use for my music. You can definitely use YouTube for like free music. Let's see. You can go into YouTube Studio and you'll find your audio library. Some of these will like tell you like, hey, if you download this, you have to copy and paste like a certain wording into your thing, into your description. There is so many options in here that you can find, both Christmas and just a lot of options in here. It's a great starting tool, and it also includes sound effects, like whatever sound effects you want. What I personally like about Epidemic Sound is like when I was doing Christmas, I would just Christmas it, and then I'd be able to go and look at like a whole genre. And then that's kind of how I have so many songs on my Blockmas of 2024. Not that I'm a huge Christmas person, it's just like I plugged it in and I was able to find all of the songs. And the cool part about this is that you can also find instrumental versions. So I pay for this. It's a paid subscription. There are other websites where you can get a free song download from them. There is one company that I used in one of my videos where they give you 3 free free as in like you don't have to pay for them, essentially downloads of music that they have. And unfortunately, let's say you download a song and you're like, oh yeah, well this is my free song, and you decide to put it on your next video, that counts as your second song as well. So, you know, it's a give and take, but it just really depends on what you're doing with your videos. I personally really like having Epidemic Sound because when I'm thinking of something for one of my blogs, I was going to a Hosher concert and I really wanted the music in that video to be Hosher vibes. I did get that comment from someone in person that was like, oh, that like, was that Hosher? Like, how did you find that? And I was like, well, it's just, I plugged in Hosher and it literally just put all of these artists, and then I just had to find something that matched the vibe of the video. It is pricey. I got a discount code through Life of Risa. She had her video was sponsored by them, and I think it was like for 4 days they were giving her subscribers, I can't remember how much it was, like maybe, I don't know how much it was off, but essentially I think a year it's 120, but I think I paid like $80 for it using her code. It is really pricey, but in my head it saved me so much time. I was spending too much time trying to search through the free audio library on YouTube, and I'm one of those people that does not like having the same songs I like the music choice to change according to what I am trying to portray at the moment. So if it's like happy and jumpy, I want a happy and jumpy song, but maybe the next scene is also happy, but I don't want it to be like happy and jumpy, so I don't want to use the same song. It's just it's a personal preference for me. And it was becoming really hard for me to scroll to find the songs that I like on my videos on the YouTube audio library. But that's just me personally. That's because I'm a bit picky and I like a certain sound for my videos. But that's what I use. I do plan on doing a more in-depth video on how I edit, or like going more in depth into like what I use, what I recommend and stuff like that. But I just wanted to show you a little bit of behind the scenes, especially because somebody did ask me about it. So I want to get this out, like do a quick turnaround in the sense where I can give you like a basic overview and give me some time to be able to record a video where I explained everything a little bit more and a little more organized, because I feel like I word vomit a lot. So, and I don't script when I'm blogging. There's no script. I'm not like, and action. Like, no, like I'm just talking to a camera until words happen. I feel like that Michael Scott where he's like, I can't remember what it is. That's how I feel. Whereas if I'm sitting down for a video, I am able to not necessarily script everything I say, but like write down like, hey, so we're gonna start at this point and then move on to this one, so that I don't lose my train of thought, because that happens a lot. Here's the editing. It is horrible. I am so rusty. I meant it when I said I was rusty, so I'm having to go through here and it's taking me longer to visualize what I want to do. As you can see right now, we're at 118, so my goal is to get it down to under 30 minutes. I am in a bit of a bind. Okay, so I'm showing you the frustrations that happens. It is now like 9 something. I don't know how long I've been at this, but Final Cut Pro unexpectedly shut down. So I just wanted to show this because this has been happening to me a lot, just to show you that, you know, Final Cut Pro does have its flaws. So you can take that information and decide whether it's worth you paying $2.99 to get it in order to use it for editing. Again, Capcut is a very good option for you. You don't need to have this, but it shut down. I don't know what happened. Okay, this is the second time it shuts off. Look at the time. It's 10:54 and I'm not even close to being done, and this is the second time. All right, it is currently, this is my choice. This is my bad. I chose the time when, I don't even know what that sound is. Doesn't sound like an ambulance. 11:50, it's almost midnight, and I just finished editing my video. It crashed twice, which was a cherry on top of everything. It currently says that I have too much space taken up, need to free up some storage. It's Final Cut Pro that's having that issue. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I know I'm probably doing something wrong, because I find it very hard to believe that a program would behave this way, considering that I'm sure that there's a lot of other editors who use the program and who probably have much larger files and much longer videos. The video is coming up at 23 minutes, which is a bit longer than what I would have wanted. But yeah, we're struggling. I'm also struggling with a lot of self-doubt, and I keep having to remind myself, like, remember what you said in the video, because I've hit a different level of insecurity. I am so beyond grateful. I think I'm currently at 100 and, oh gosh, it's even hard to say. I think I'm at 130 something subscribers right now, and I feel pressure. Like, right now, my biggest fear is like that one hit wonder, and then people don't listen. Like, that was like your one hit and you're done. And I think that's like what I'm currently concerned about, is that people will see this video and then be like, oh, and unsubscribe. I don't know. I'm feeling very insecure and just very worried. I'm worried about how this vlog is gonna look, because I honestly was like, whoa, I was all over the place with my vlog. Also, the video footage got a little bit scrambled, so I had to like figure out what was going on. And then on top of that, I have Final Cut Pro saying that there's no storage, so I wasn't able to add a lot of the stuff I wanted to add. I kind of had to leave it and just like not touch it, just let it be. I gotta figure out how to fix this issue, because I'm finding the videos are telling me like delete generated library files, which I do before I edit every single time. It's almost halfway downloaded, and then from there I will upload to YouTube, and hopefully it all goes well. Hopefully I go to sleep and get at least some sleep before work tomorrow.
Not in the way she walks, the way she talks, or the way she loves me. Just look at me, I'm like a monkey in a coconut tree. You know I'm overjoyed, 'cause boy, oh boy, she's my gal. She asks me when I say let's go out dancing. Your place or mine, don't waste my time with romancing. She's wild, she's funny, doesn't care about clothes or money.
It is Thursday night, and I think I'm gonna wrap up the vlog here. It was a work at the office day, and originally the plan after work was to hang out with Ale. She was gonna come over. Then her plans for the weekend got canceled, and she was like, hey, you know, like if we hang out today, we still gotta go work tomorrow. And we have this tendency to like yap too much when we're together. So I was like, yeah, you know what? It's better if we do it tomorrow. That way we don't have like anything waiting for us the following day that we have to do. So that's being changed. So I'm just gonna start a weekend vlog, and I think this one's probably long enough, or very, very long, because I did try to show you behind the scenes of what I do when I vlog. There will be a more in-depth video. I haven't worked on it yet. Maybe this weekend I'll have a chance. It just depends, because this is it's gonna be a bit busy. So tomorrow I'll hang out with Ale, and then on Sunday Nicole's supposed to come over, my friend Nicole. So we got a lot of going on here. And with that, I will catch you in the next vlog. Bye.